Welcome to Tech Jotters. In this video, I will guide you to install and configure CUDA on your NVIDIA GPU. So, first thing first, this is a completely new Windows installation. I just installed the OBS Studio to capture the screen. I didn't install even the GPU driver or anything. So I will start from the beginning. So to configure CUDA, we need the NVIDIA driver, the latest version. Okay. To do that, we need to download the new NVIDIA app, which is a beta version, but it's the replacement of the GeForce experience. Okay. So I will go with the NVIDIA. So I will download it. This is the link. So I will post this link to the description. The second thing is we need to download the beta version. And the download started. Download is completed. So let's open the download folder. And this is the beta app. Double click it. And it will first check everything. We need to agree with the policy. Now we need to choose the game ready driver or NVIDIA Studio driver. If you don't know, the difference between them is the NVIDIA Studio driver is more stable version and the game ready driver is periodically updated very frequently with new games. So it is stable also, but not as much as the Studio driver. But I will go with the game ready driver because it contains the latest driver. Okay, so click next. And I also want to optimize games and creative applications. Also enable the NVIDIA overlay. That's fine. Now you can see the home page of the NVIDIA app. So the most important thing on this thing is the drivers. If you go there, you can see the download option for the game ready driver. But if you want to change your mind and want to go with the Studio driver, you can select it from here. And you can download, but I will go with the game ready driver. So let's download it. Okay, so the driver is downloaded. So let's start installing it. Now I will go with the custom installation because I want to delete everything if there is any driver thing here. So I will select the clean installation and continue. Our driver installation is done. So you can see the graphics driver, the physics system software, and SD audio driver. Everything is installed. So let's close it. Close everything. And I'm going to restart the system and we'll be back. Okay, so I installed the NVIDIA graphics card driver and restart my system. Now we'll go with the CUDA Toolkit, cuDNN, and TensorRT. But before installing them, we need to install some prerequisite. So the prerequisites are Visual Studio, Community Edition, and I will also install the NVIDIA Visual Studio Nsight that will support the CUDA and also the Anaconda for Python. So let's start with the Visual Studio Community Edition. Let's search with this. Okay, so let's install it, download it first, and we need to install this. Now, here we need to choose what we want to use with the Visual Studio. I will not do anything with them, so I will directly, I will just use it for CUDA. So I'm going with the individual components and I will find the C++ options, the compiler option. So if you go, here is the compiler option. I will install all the C++ tools. Okay. And here I will just skip those. Those are deprecated. So I don't want to install them and out of support. So I don't want to install them. And I will select the rest of the C++. And that's all for now. So I will click install and it will start installing. Our Visual Studio installation is complete. So the next thing is we will install the NVIDIA Nsight Visual Studio. So let's search with this. Let's go here. here is the download. So let's download this, download Visual Studio Edition, and again click here. And it may ask you to log into the NVIDIA developer account. So log in there and it'll start downloading. So the download is completed. So let's open it, double click it, accept, next, yes, and everything is good. So let's next install. Okay, so NVIDIA Nsight Visual Studio Edition is installed. Click OK. So our next target is to install Python. So for me, I basically like the mini conda, so I will go with the mini conda. You can also download the Python version, only the Python, and install it, but I want to go with the mini conda. So going to the download section. Now for me, here you can see the Windows version is here, but this is the latest one. It comes with 3.12.3 Python. But for me, I want to use Stable Diffusion, text generation, generative AI, those things, and most of them are mainly support Python 3.10 right now. Some of them support 3.11, but so far I know nothing is supported Python 3.12. So I will go with the 3.10 for my base Python. And when I will install Miniconda, I can definitely make an environment with Python 3.12, 3.11, anything. So I will search for the option here. You can, if you click other installer links, now here in the Windows installer you can see the Python 3.12, 3.11, 3.10 for Miniconda. So I will download this one, Miniconda 3 for Python 3.10. Okay, let's open it. Next. So before installing this, I want to show you something. Like if I start like the terminal, here is the terminal. I will fix this later, but before installing Miniconda, if I search Python, you can see it will not get the Python because Python is not installed. It will ask you to install it from the store, Microsoft Store, but I will not do that. Let's close it and install the Anaconda just for me, default location, and I want to add Miniconda 3 to my path environment variable. Okay, install. So let's finish it. Now again, if I start the terminal and if I write Python, you will see the Python 3.10.14 is the default one. So that's why I installed the previous version of Miniconda. Okay, so let's close it. Our prerequisites are installed. So now we'll start with the CUDA Toolkit. So let's search with the CUDA Toolkit. Now the current version is 12.5, but I said before, I want to configure my system for the Stable Diffusion or generative AIs like text generation, wave UI, or like something that. So I need the Pytorch. So let's search the Pytorch. And if you click Get Started, and if you select pip and Windows, you can see the stable version 2.3.0 is supported only 11.8 CUDA and CUDA 12.1, and if I click on the nightly preview, it supports CUDA 12.4. So I believe this one is, although it's nightly preview, but this could be the latest one. So I will go with the CUDA 12.4, and when it will release the stable version for CUDA 12.4, I can install it. So I will go with the CUDA 12.4. And for TensorFlow, that is I don't like TensorFlow because they are still supporting 11.8, and even it's really hard to configure them properly. So I don't bother with TensorFlow. I will start with the Pytorch because most of the current AI tools are using Pytorch. So let's download the Pytorch 12.4. To download the Python 12.4, we need to go to the CUDA Toolkit archive. And from here, we can download the CUDA Toolkit. So I will download the 12.4.1. That's actually basically the same for 12.4. So Windows 64, Windows 11, and local installation. And I will download it. CUDA Toolkit is downloaded. So let's open the download file and let's start to install it. Okay, so we need to agree the license. And here, please watch it carefully. If you install the Express, it will install everything with the graphics card driver and everything. So we will not use the Express. We'll go with the custom advanced option and click next. Now, if you see the previous part, you will see that we installed the physics. So the current version of our system is 9.23, but this CUDA toolkit is containing 9.21. So if I install it, it will install the previous version. I don't want to do that, so I untick this. And for the driver, display driver, we have 555.85. Here it's 551, so I don't want any of them. And I installed the NVIDIA app, so I will also untick this NVIDIA GeForce Experience, that is old option. Okay, so here I will only select the CUDA and everything from CUDA. Okay, click next, and it will install in this directory. So our NVIDIA CUDA installation is completed. So let's close it. That's fine. So let's download the cuDNN. And remember, I'm using the CUDA Toolkit 12.4. So also I need to match the cuDNN file. So I will go with the cuDNN archive. I will search for that and go there. And here you can see the first one is for 12 and the second one is for 11, CUDA 11. So I will go for the CUDA 12 because we are using CUDA 12.4. Okay, so here I will download the local installer for Windows zip file, and of course it will ask you the developer account login. I already logged in, so it didn't ask it. So it's downloaded. Let's open it and unzip it. Okay, so here is the unzipped files. Now let's open the NVIDIA installation directory. So it's installed in the program files and NVIDIA GPU computing toolkits, and inside CUDA there is the version name, and inside that everything is installed. So what we need to do, we need to find these directories here. So first we need to find the include here. If you search it, there is the include directory. So we need to go inside this, and also we need to go inside the extracted cuDNN file, and we need to copy everything from here to this directory, the CUDA include directory. Okay, just paste it and do it for all. That's fine. So let's go to the previous directory, and now we need to find the lib. Inside the lib there is x64 and there is some file here, so we also need to go here for the lib, and we need to find the x64, and we need to copy everything from the cuDNN directory to the CUDA directory. Okay, continue, and again we need to go to the main directory, and here we need to find the bin, and here is the bin, so copy everything from bin to the CUDA bin directory. And that's all. Our cuDNN is installed. So the CUDA toolkit is installed, cuDNN is installed. So let's start with the TensorRT. So let's start here. We need to download it. Let's go download and TensorRT. So before that, you can go and search for the uh, TensorRT support matrix and you will get the file. But here I know the TensorRT 10, the latest one is support CUDA 12.4. So you can see the TensorRT 10.0 GA for Windows 10 and CUDA 12 to 12.4. Remember, we installed the CUDA Toolkit 12.4. So let's download it. Now we'll go to the TensorRT documentation, installation guide. Let's open it. So our installation is completed. So let's open the installation and right click and extract everything here. In the meantime, let's check the installing TensorRT. So here you can get a lot of options to install it. So we'll go for the Windows installation. This is the tar file installation and we need the zip file installation. Okay. And here it asks us to download everything. Okay. We already downloaded this and now there is two options. There is two ways to accomplish this task, either this one or this one. So this one is basically you can add the variable, add the TensorRT file to the variable path and everything. So I will not follow this because this one is much easier. We need to put all the files inside the bin folder. So if you go there, you need to go to the lib file and you need to copy everything from here to the bin folder of the CUDA installation directory. So if you go there and again go to the CUDA installation directory, that is C and program files, NVIDIA GPU computing to CUDA 12.4, and here you can find the bin. So see the directory, we need to go to the bin. So let's go to the bin and we need to copy everything from here and paste it there. So this path, this directory is already in the path, so we don't need to change anything on the path. That's actually much easier. So it's done. The next thing is we need to find this directory, this file. So it's inside the Python file. So if you go there, you can find the Python file. Now we need to install one of them. Okay, so first of all we install TensorRT and we need to find the version of Python we installed. In our system we installed Python 3.10, so we need to install this one. Okay, so let's open the terminal and here if you type Python, just check it. So it's Python 3.10. So let's exit it. Now we need to install this file. Okay, this one, this 10 item. So the installation command is pip install, and now I need to copy the link. So right click here and copy as path and just paste it here and install it, and it should install perfectly. So the next thing is optionally we can install the lean and dispatch also. So here is the lean and we need to find the 3.310 option. So TensorRT, this one, copy the path and install it with pip install and just paste the path, and it should also install perfectly. The next one is TensorRT dispatch. So let's find the 3.10 option here, TensorRT dispatch CP310. We'll copy the path and here the command is again pip install, right click and install it. Okay, now if you go below here, if using Python 3x for the TensorFlow and Pytorch, install the ONNX graphs region, this file we need to install these. So what I will do here, if I search, this is the file. So this is the folder, ONNX folder. Inside this folder we have this file. So let's copy it as path and install it with pip install, and just paste the path and everything should work perfect. That's all. Our folder is, our TensorRT is installed. So everything is installed perfectly. So our CUDA Toolkit, cuDNN, TensorRT, everything is installed and configured perfectly. So let's start checking it with install with Pytorch. So let's install Pytorch first. Before installing the Pytorch, I will create a Anaconda environment. So let's create it. Conda create minus name, and I will put the name ML, and I will install Python is equal to 3.10. Let's install it. Okay. Yes. So our Anaconda environment is ready. So let's activate the environment, and you can see the environment is activated. So let's install Pytorch now. So let's make it a little bit small and search Pytorch, and let's go get started and preview 12.4. I want to install this one. Let's install this. So our Pytorch is installed, CUDA Pytorch. So let's check with it. So here, if you go to Python, then import torch, and now let's paste the torch CUDA is available, and you can see it's true. So our CUDA is working perfectly. So that's all for today's video. I showed you how to install NVIDIA driver, CUDA Toolkit, cuDNN, and TensorRT, and all the requirements, prerequisites like the Visual Studio Community Edition, NVIDIA Nsight Visual Studio, and the Anaconda for the Python 3.10, default Python 3.10. So that's, and finally we installed Pytorch and check if the GPU is working or not. So everything is working perfectly. So hopefully it will help you to install and configure CUDA perfectly on your system. By the way, I'm using NVIDIA RTX 4080 Super, and you can use any NVIDIA RTX graphics card, CUDA enabled graphics card to install this. And thank you for watching this video. And if you like this video, please like this and also subscribe to my channel to get new videos. And it will help me a lot to grow my channel. Thank you for watching and have a good day.